Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk video. In today's episode, we'll be talking about Hollywood, the CIA, and mind control. But before we begin, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you'd like to further support the channel, you can check out the Truth Is store and see if you find anything you like. At the Truth Is store, we have the Truth Is shirts and hoodies in many different colors. And we also got coffee mugs and phone cases and a bunch of other stuff. So if you'd like to further support the channel and help with the funding of Truth Records, check out the Truth Is store. The link would be in the description. Now, let's get right into it. The world you know and love is a lie, an illusion created by those who have taken the role of being the hidden leaders of our world. Everything we know is told to us for a reason, but how much of what we're told has actually been true? Since the day we've been born, we have been given a number and documented in their system, and this is when all the manipulation begins. Those that build our world created a system that allows them to identify each and every person so that they're able to control each and every person. These puppet masters guide the masses through life and provide the people with the tools to participate in their created world. There's many ways those hidden leaders can control the masses, like through the workforce, food supply, school system, and most importantly, the entertainment industry. Not long after we're born, we're affected by the entertainment industry, more than you can possibly imagine. The entertainment industry comes after the minds of the children as early as they can. Disney, Nickelodeon, PBS Kids, and Cartoon Network were all created for the purpose of shaping the young mind. The show, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, is a TV programming made for 2 to 5-year-olds. This is when those hidden leaders of our world start to shape our minds with their TV shows that we all know and love. Whether you want to admit it to yourself or not, what you have seen on TV has helped shape your personality more than you've realized it. Our brains are like sponges. It takes in all the information we observe and it learns from it. Our minds are shaped by what we have grown up watching on TV and the music we love to listen to. It all plays a large role on who you would end up becoming as an adult. Those who run our world have been using TV to brainwash the masses and dumb down the population. Many different studies done show that watching television for long periods of time has a negative effect on the brain. It quite literally makes people stupider. Many different studies have shown that television has an effect on gray matter in the brain. Gray matter is responsible for people's decision making, and it's responsible for a person's control movement, memory, and emotions. Something very interesting is what is said about the shape of gray matter, as scientists refer to it having a butterfly shape. This is very important. For some of you that watch my videos, a light bulb should have went on in your head. Most of us should already know what MKUltra mind control is, but for those that don't know, MKUltra was a secret CIA operation that started in the 1950s, and it consisted of experimenting on the minds of unwilling patients with the hopes of controlling it. The CIA's goal was to develop a form of mind control and to be able to fully control a person's mind to act in their desire. They wanted to be able to enter the minds of their patients and wipe it clean, planting new ideas into it. Strangely enough, they called their techniques monarch programming. Monarch represents the monarch butterfly, which just so happens to be the same shape of what gray matter looks like in our brains, which I already established earlier in this video. Gray matter in our brain is responsible for our decision making, emotions, and movement. None of this is a coincidence. The reason TV affects the gray matter in our brain is because it was strategically created to. TV shows, movies, and music can make a person cry, it can make a person excited, or it can make a person happy or stressed. What we see on the screen affects our brains and rewires it. It is a form of MKUltra, and I believe those hidden leaders that run our world have been using MKUltra programming techniques in our TV programming. The CIA has been overseeing Hollywood since its inception. In my opinion, they use Hollywood to dish out their MKUltra to the world. Many big Hollywood productions were either completely or partially funded and influenced by the CIA, the same people who are responsible for the MKUltra experiments. All the way back in 1954, the CIA funded and developed an animated movie, paying the film producer Lewis $500,000 to produce a film that pushed their Cold War anti-communist propaganda. The movie went on to be a hit, as Animal Farm is considered to be a landmark animated film of its time. The CIA gave this film producer $500,000 in the 50s, which in today's money is over $6 million, to make a film pushing their propaganda. This wasn't the last time the CIA did this either, as they have been behind many other Hollywood productions. Hollywood has been working with the CIA since it started, all the way in 1947. There's many obvious movies that were funded and influenced by the CIA, as they were made to make the CIA or the US government appear in a good light and desirable. The Tom Clancy franchise were used by the CIA to push their agenda and propaganda. It is known that Hollywood writers, producers, and directors work hand in hand and build relationships with the CIA in order to make their movies. Those in charge of making these movies make sure to write their films based on whatever narrative the CIA desires. It's not just in the obvious movies either. I believe it's most of Hollywood's productions. Hollywood basically belongs to the CIA, and they use it as another tool of control. In my opinion, they have been behind the scenes, adding what they learned from the MKUltra experiments and putting it into TV and movie programming. If we take a look at the world we live in today, it appears violence is becoming more and more normal.
Overall crime's up 36.5% from the same period last March. In year to date, it's up even more, 44.1%.
People are so much willing to act out in violent ways, and we're seeing this all over America.
In New York City have spotlighted a troubling rise in gun violence and homicide across the country. Amna Nawaz has our report on why violent crime has increased and how cities...
It also seems that younger and younger kids are acting out in violent manners, committing serious crimes at ages where they should still be playing with toys. Not long ago, I covered Bronx drill music, and I explained how crime was on the rise in New York as Bronx drill music was becoming more and more popular. The youth is influenced by what they listen to, and especially by what they watch. I remember being a kid and watching karate movies, and then trying to replicate what I saw on the TV. The movie influenced my mind, which inspired me to try and do karate for myself. This is exactly what these kids are doing when it comes to drill music. They are hearing the violence in the music, playing violent video games, and watching violent movies and TV shows, then going out to the world and doing what they have been inspired to do. I did a video on video games a while back, and many of you were upset with what I said. I stated that video games were used to manipulate the minds and influence people. Many people commented pretty much the same thing, that they have been playing video games their entire lives and they aren't violent due to it. The thing is, the violence people consume while playing these video games influence their subconscious, and whether you know it or not, your brain learns from it. Just take a look at how much violent content people are taking in on the day-to-day. The best-selling video games are usually the most violent video games, like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and Mortal Kombat. Gangsta rap has basically taken over rap in general, as all rappers seem to rap about violence on just about every song. The TV shows and movies are just the same as all the rest of the entertainment being put out. If you take a look around, more and more people have been acting out on violent ways, causing more and more destruction in our world. You think it's all a coincidence that people that are constantly watching violence on TV, playing violent video games, and listening to violent music, later on go on to do violent things. These people are being influenced by what they're consuming. When the CIA were doing their MKUltra programming, they would give the patient substances and then play a recording on repeat for days. This is no different. When people fall in love with a song, they listen to the song thousands of times. In the video I recently did on Lil Uzi, I played the clip where he spoke about taking his fans to a burning end. He stated that people heard the song a million times and that it was too late.
Oh, you already here. I'm so sorry. You can't get out. You're stuck. It's over. You heard the song a million times and you didn't even know. You heard the song a million times and you didn't even know. That's up. But
This is what is happening with music and film. They're all showing us the same agenda and programming us to be who they want us to be, and people can't see it till it's too late. This is why hundreds of millions of dollars are spent on movies and TV shows. It's done to get on our minds. Ask yourself truly, how much has TV and music really influenced you, especially as a child? As a kid, I loved Disney. I have so much memories of watching Disney as a kid, and I remember being captivated by what they showed me. Strangely, a lot of Disney TV shows and movies had the same concept. Boy falls in love with girl, or girl falls in love with boy, so on and so on. The programming is obvious, influencing children to want to get into relationships as early as possible, making a child's entire young life about needing to be in a relationship. This becomes even more strange, as we all know what these people in Hollywood like doing with their young actors. In many of Disney shows, they also depict two sides of magic, depicting the occult world as fun and magical, introducing its young audience to this programming. From what I have researched regarding the CIA helping Walt Disney with the opening of Disney Florida's amusement park, the CIA and Walt Disney seem to have been working together to produce content for their shows. Early on, you can see the CIA's influence in many of Disney's productions, as many of Disney's early work was obvious CIA propaganda. To me, it makes sense as Walt Disney came from a family of Masons and the CIA is ran by Freemasons. Most of the documents that had recorded information about the MKUltra experiments were destroyed. We only know what happened during the MKUltra experiments because of the documents that didn't get destroyed. I believe the CIA found a way to effectively manipulate our minds, and it's through our entertainment. With our entertainment, they have enslaved the masses, creating obedient working people who continue to live in the matrix the Masons have created. When I tell you guys to protect your minds, this is what I am speaking about. Step back from it all, look at it as a whole, and you should be able to see it for yourself. They have created a system of control and have been controlling the masses without most of the world ever even realizing it. We are living in important times. Now more than ever, it is important to wake our people up so they may find the truth. Once they're able to see what's going on, they can make their ways to God and be saved. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just want to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. Thank you so much for all your support. If you would like to further support the channel, join the channel below by hitting the join button. Or you can join me on Patreon, the link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by buying a True Fizz shirt. If you would like a True Fizz shirt, email me at thetruefizz211@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram at thetruefizz01. Also, please leave a comment below on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button as this helps other people find these videos. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. Please follow me on Instagram at thetruefizz01 and on TikTok at thetruefizz. I will gladly appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye.